And good evening to you, Nigel McGuinness.
Good evening to you, Adam. Am I calling you Adam now, or am I going with a different moniker?
You can call me whatever you like, sir. It's perfectly all right. I think we got off on the wrong foot, but all that aside, we begin today with a Speed King Championship match, a night of main events, pitting our champion Robbie X against the challenger Dean Allmark.
Yeah, I've been looking for this match. Dean Allmark's a guy that started out pretty much the same time I did in professional wrestling. Started out when he was very young, really learnt his trade, paid his dues. Very exciting flyer up here against Robbie X, a guy who started a few years later, but a lot of people are saying he's just as talented.
And the interesting thing about both of these guys is they were almost trained by the same guy. Keith Myatt had a hand in training both of these individuals, and Keith is a guy that you also know quite well.
Very much so. Keith Myatt, a guy who's been around a long time since the world of sport days, very respected in British professional wrestling. Make sure all the basics are right there before you progress any further in this industry.
It's quite pleasing to see Dean Allmark make his debut here tonight in Southside. Despite the fact he's been around for a long time, he is quite an unknown in various parts of the country.
We are taking a page out of my book now.
For a man of his size, that is quite the impressive feat from Dean. A single leg trip. Moves over Robbie X. Leapfrog. Rolls through. Dean Allmark now. Looking to respond, but there's a heel trip. Robbie X quick. 1 count.
Whoa.
Swings, but he almost moonsaulted as a form of defense. Looking for that roll up, but Robbie X holding onto the ropes. Dean Allmark now sent straight down to the floor, and that is the one place you don't want to be.
Oh! Well, that was one thing I was looking forward to for this tournament. A lot of guys that like to flip and flop and dive all over the place, but that's one of the things you have to watch out for. When you're going to fly, someone can kick you in the face.
Might have been a little bit too early for Robbie to be pulling out maneuvers like that, and he's going to find himself on the wrong end of a shoulder barge. Flip over. Allmark now in control. Running, bouncing back off the ropes once more. Robbie X, leapfrog, and a picture-perfect drop kick to the jaw of Dean Allmark. Covers, single leg, just a 2.
You wonder what the strategy is going in here. You know you're going to be up against a lot of great flyers, so do you try and do something different? Do you try and be more of a submission guy? Whoa! Or stick with what got you to the game? What do you think?
Well, Robbie X, being only a 4-year pro, even though he's 18 years of age, is only just beginning to find his style and his footing. He actually went on a 14-match losing streak up until his successful match against Marty Skill, which brought him the Speed King Championship. And we're seeing a slow evolution of Robbie X ever since that point. And I think he may well pull something new out of the bag tonight.
Oh! Again, another nice-looking drop kick. Perhaps will he think twice about it this time, though?
Robbie X charging off.
Whoa! It barely caught him, but it was just enough.
Grazing blow, but I think Robbie X may have face-planted the floor, and this is why they do call it high-risk offense.
Well, we couldn't see from our vantage point. Well, it looks like he's okay now. Very small trunks there, isn't he, Adam? Like,
he's a bit of a ladies' man, is Robbie X.
I'm not sure if he should be swimming or wrestling. Speedos.
Covers single leg again.
Very low on that pinfall, though. You see he was really more across his waist and lower abdomen than his chest. You've got to pin someone's shoulders to the mat. He has a lot of chest-to-chest contact to really keep those shoulders down.
Reversal on the Irish whip by Dean Allmark. Springboard back elbow. Dean catches him.
Oh!
Thunder fired. 1, 2.
Close, 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 and everybody here in attendance thought that might be the 3 count, including Dean Allmark. We may see that later. Very reminiscent of Jay Lethal, likes to hit his lethal injection with that springboard bounce off the ropes.
Backbreaker straight down to the canvas, drives the air out of Robbie X's body. Dean nimble, jumping straight off that second rope, glides over, beautiful leg drop, cover. I'm not sure whether he actually thought he was going to get the pin or whether he was just testing how much Robbie had left in him at that point.
Maybe more of the latter, absolutely, Adam. But as I said before, are we going to see guys now starting to go for submissions? Perhaps here's some strikes, aren't necessarily always the way for the high flyers.
With the advent of the internet, we are seeing far more of people winning with reversals and maneuvers that are not considered signature, because it is so easy to do your homework and school your opponent.
There we are, Indian Deathlock, expertly applied, as we saw, we mentioned before. Keith Myatt would have taught these guys perfect way to get into it. Let's see if he knows the perfect way out. He needs to reach out underneath that leg, but no, Allmark giving him no chance.
There is not much of a way out of a maneuver like this.
Yeah.
You're the in-ring expert. How would you get out of a hold like this?
Well, really, there's very few ways out of that, to be honest with you. You've really got to try and clasp those hands together to break the hold, but Dean Allmark broke it for him. I think he knew there was no way he was getting a submission there.
So it's slamming Robbie X the back of his head against that mat. Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Robbie X fighting out. Scoop and a slam. Dean Allmark thinking possibly again to go back to that second rope. Oh! And you saw how much force Robbie X put into that enziguri as he nearly put himself onto the concrete floor.
Well, clapping his hands, that's the wrong thing to do there, Adam. You've really got to keep things moving. It's only a few seconds, but that might be all the time that Dino needed to regain his composure. Oh, or not though.
Hurricane Rana, but Dino back to his feet. Clothesline from Robbie X. Make it two, possibly looking for a hat trick. Ducks under Dino's reversal. There's a neck breaker. Covers, hooks the leg, this time the far one.
If I had to ask you, Adam, who do you think's a favourite going into this Speedkind 2013? Where would you place your money?
The entire tournament?
Yep.
Noam Dar. That's exactly where my money is tonight.
Fair enough. I'm excited to watch him wrestle.
Robbie X skipping out the back door, kick to the back of the head. That's disorientated Dino considerably. And a missile drop kick from that top rope, covers two. And that is as close as you can get to a match-ending 3 without someone taking a shower. I think it's fair to say that the fans are split fairly even 50-50 here.
I would say so. I would say so. Wonderful crowd here. Very disrespectful the way Harvey Dale referred to them earlier, but he got his comeuppance. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm staying on your good side. European uppercuts.
Oh! Wow! Look at that! Cover him! Cover him!
In all of my days, I don't think I have ever seen
beautiful
that maneuver reversed in that way.
But he didn't take the advantage. Perhaps he knew he was looking for that opportunity to make something even more devastating. But what could be more devastating than that? Maybe we'll find out.
Dino has a game plan, but
he missed that opportunity. Oh!
Wow. Yeah. Robbie X may have just fractured his skull.
What a very precarious situation, setting him up here for a double stomp.
Oh, if he doesn't move, this one is probably
he got
over.
it.
Shoulder blades and the back of the neck.
But again, he is not covering his opponent when he is clearly in trouble.
Dino springboard, goes for that moonsault, but thankfully lands on his feet. Exclamation point!
That could cost him.
Covers, 2, no!
Oh. Well, really a couple of very basic errors here from Dean Allmark, and I wouldn't expect to see it. A couple of opportunities to make those pinfalls, he didn't take them.
I think he's thinking a little bit too far ahead. He's thinking about winning that belt right here, right now, because if he pins Robbie X, he is the Speedkind champion.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right. Back flip. Robbie X perhaps taking a little bit too long. He did. Enziguri from Dean Allmark follows him straight onto the top turnbuckle. They are precariously balanced. I do not like this one bit. One man Spanish fly! Covers! 1, 2, oh my God!
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match and advancing to the finals of Speedkind 2013. Give it up for Extreme Dean Allmark!
All it took was one tiny mistake. Dean Allmark capitalizes and he advances all the way to the finals of this tournament. Robbie X will be a champion no more.